today, like I discussed last time, right? So we are going to talk about basically conditional formatting in Excel. I think pretty straightforward, I guess. There'll be some things that we can learn. I think once we know how it works, then we can create a number of other options. So we will have like a couple of examples. We'll have some basic stuff today, and also we will have some examples of how it works, and hopefully we will see, depending on the time, I would like to hopefully share more examples of that next week. But today we will have a little sort of basic kind of thing. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are aware, but so this is where you get conditional formatting right on the top, and there are various options. I think today we will sort of understand how this works. Right, I think it's there, but we may not have used right all of them. We will get to know all of them. So that's what we'll do today. Okay, so basically, see, conditional formatting is basically you want dynamic formatting. That's when you use conditional formatting. Otherwise you would use regular formatting only, na? So if you want to, like, let's say highlight, let's say only Chennai, for example, just for the heck of it, you'll just highlight it like this, right? But but there's nothing, so if it stays like that, that's the problem. But if you want to like highlight, for example, let's say you have all the sales here, right? And you want to highlight only some cells based on a condition, for example, or if there's a formula underneath and that changes, okay, and based on that you want revised formatting, okay, so then we would have to do this. Okay, so an example of this is, for example, let me just take a quick example of this. Let us say, so you have various products right here, right? And it's that it's actually not in the right way for me to give you the example. Okay, so let's take margin, okay, and we'll say the margin for various cities is different. Okay, and the margin for Delhi is, let's say, 0.1, Hyderabad, so 10.1 is 10% basically. So Hyderabad is 8%, right? And Chennai is 7%. Bengaluru is, let's say, 11%, right? Kolkata 12%, Pune 15%, and let's say 0.5 again, 0.16. Let's say this is the total margin. Okay, this is the margin percentage for each of them, and we'll say we'll call this profit. Okay, and we will multiply these two times this, and we'll get these numbers. All right. Okay, so and we'll also so these are the various numbers that we have right here. Okay, so this is the margin, and let's assume that if the margin crosses, let us say 200, we want to highlight it. So let's take that as the first example. So let's say conditional formatting, and it's basically based on a certain value. We will take that. Okay, so greater than, right? So if it is greater than 200, we would like to highlight that. Okay, so and let's assume that we will keep this constant. You have some other options right here, okay, but I will just keep that constant for now. I'll click OK. Okay, now however, let's say the margin in Hyderabad, so let's take Chennai. Okay, that changes. Okay, so now we have from 7%, it has become, let's say, 15%. Let's see. Okay, now the formatting automatically changes because the formatting we have in a condition. Okay, so this is the crux of why we want to use formatting. That one, you want to format, and number two, there is a condition based on which it has to be formatted, and also we want it to update dynamically as opposed to being constant, right? These are the various conditions that we would like to satisfy, and that's why we use this conditional formatting. Okay, all right. So let's take certain examples. So these are highlight cell rules. So basically you have, various of them. This is very simple. Greater than a specific number, less than a specific number, right? Between two different numbers, right? Clear, right? If it is equal to certain thing, right, then you would like to highlight that. So for example, if some formula resolves to y, okay, and you would like all y's to be highlighted, for example, okay, then you can use equal to. Or you can also use what's called text contains. This is an interesting one. So for example, see, I have given various products right here, right, and I have just put them in like without any space or anything like that. But even if it is space or with comma, it will still remain the same. Okay, let's say you want to highlight everything that has a in it, okay, the letter A, or it can be any text there, okay, and let us see how it works. All right, so here the text contains so A, okay, then you can see it has resolved to the cells that have A in it. Okay, so so this is one. What if you want to highlight let's say cells that also contain something else? Okay,
Is it case sensitive?
to my knowledge, it is not case sensitive. We can actually check this. Okay, text contains let's say right here. We already have that thing. I think what we'll do is we'll first remove the other one. So what you can do is you can actually go to manage rules. So here is the one. You can edit the rule. Okay, let us edit the rule instead of adding a new rule right here. Okay, so containing, let's say A, apply. Okay, so it remains the same. Okay, so it shows you that it is not case sensitive. Okay, all right. So now what I can do is I can actually add a new one right here. Okay, and I can say new rule, cells that contain cell value equals. Okay, now you can put in a B right there. Okay, and then we'll have to select the same formatting. All right, I think we have to get that specific color right here. No, it's not the one. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually just in order to get the same color, in fact you can use a different color as well, but in order to get the same color, I remember that I think we also had a duplicate option. I think the duplicate option is not there, I guess. Let me just see. I'll close this one and I'm going to add a new one. Okay, text contains, now I'll call this B. Again the same thing. Okay, the same light red fill with dark red text, etc. All right, now what you can see here is all of the cells have same kind of formatting. Okay, so what happens if, because there are two rules, right, and there is an overlap of this rule, let us see what happens. And this we can figure it out when we have a different rule. Okay, let's say now this is yellow fill. Okay, so if you look at this, so what happens here is that the later rule will take over, right? So for example, this one, it has both A and B. So the B rule took over the other one. So basically it reformats after that. Okay, so if you obviously if you just change this, then you'll get only the A formatting latest one, and this is how it works. Clear, na? All right, so let's go into the next piece here. Okay, date occurring, I think, is very simple, right? I think it would be nice to know what are the options here. So there you go. So you have yesterday, today, tomorrow, last 7 days, last week, this week, next week, last month, this month, next month. I think this would be very interesting. And obviously these would all be dynamic. So for example, if it is going to be last 7 days, it's going to be a dynamic 7 days, and that would be interesting. The positive here is that we don't have to write any other formula for us to make this happen. You just select the last 7 days and it will work. The same with the last month or this month and so on and so forth. It will be just dynamic and it will read the current system date and it will do the job. Okay, all right. So that is so far as conditional formatting, so far as date occurring is concerned. And let's look at the duplicate values. I think this would be interesting. So duplicate values, let me Okay, I think we do have some duplicates. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just clear formatting right here, clear conditional formatting. So manage rules, I'm going to delete, these are the only ones anyway. I'll delete these two. Okay, all right. So now let's look at, let's come back here and let's look at duplicate. There's a filter by which you can actually filter by color. So you can actually pick this and it will filter all of that. Are you guys aware of this? No?
Chaitanya, we lost that duplicate value, Chaitanya.
Oh, okay. Okay, so let me repeat that then. Huh? I think, okay. All of you lost, or was it just around? All of you? Oh, okay. Then it's good. Then I think there's an issue from my side here. So so what I was saying was in conditional formatting, let me just highlight this. Okay, you have this option called duplicate values. Okay, so what it does is basically it identifies duplicates and it just highlights that. Simple. So duplicate, so that whatever is the formatting, it will do that work. Okay, so what I was telling you was that the filter option, this is like out of conditional formatting, but so filter option has a way for you to filter by color. Okay, and you can use this option if you would like to filter all of them with that specific color. Maybe you might want to check what kind of values have come in, etc. Okay, but I think there is more interesting stuff than that. And there's a problem also with this. So what happens is, let's say if you have like two different duplicates, then both the different duplicates gets the same formatting. Okay, then I am not so sure if there is any other way for you to say, okay, you know, for the first one give one kind of formatting, second one give another kind of formatting, because for the second one also you'll have to give the exact same thing. I think we can actually add that and see what happens. Okay, let's say conditional formatting, so basically duplicate values again. So it is basically going back to the same one. Okay, so all right, so let me see if there is any other way for us to give any other formatting, but even in that case I suspect that you'll not be able to give different formatting for different duplicates of different values. Okay, so because in any case it will basically say duplicate values, right? There's no way for you to say anything else. In fact, we do have it twice here. So I'll say I'll edit rule, duplicate, and I'll give a completely different formatting to this. Okay, and let's see how that works. Okay, I suspect that it will basically, the second one will apply. Okay, all right. All right, so it's clear what I was saying, right? So basically it doesn't give us an option to give different formatting to different duplicates. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I kept two rules, and in the second rule the formatting was different, but for duplicates it just took the first one, it formatted, the second one did not have any impact. Okay, so that is what is this one, so can duplicate values. Okay, now let's look at some of these. I think a lot of these are self-explanatory. Okay, top 10 items clear, top 10% clear, bottom 10 items, bottom 10%, above average, below average. I think these are all self-explanatory. We don't have to look at this. All right, so now let's look at certain others. All right, okay, so we have what are called data bars. Okay, so data bars are very clear. So basically it will give you, basically it gives you that bars, and these can be used with very good value from the point of view of visualization of data. Okay, so and if you want to bring out the difference between values in different cells, bars are very useful. Okay, so what do I mean? So first of all, this is not a chart, right? It is not like you have to insert a chart. It happens right in the cell. So that's one beauty, number one. And number two is, look at this one. See, when you look at all of these, right, they sort of look okayish, and it is difficult for you to make out how much is what. And if you want to quantify it, and this is the same thing that we have for, in general, for any charts as well, that will bring out the difference between various cells. Okay, so let's take this for example. Look at this. Okay, you can clearly see Vadodara is much smaller than Delhi. We are able to bring out that difference using this, and you have a few options that you can use. So for example, you can go for a gradient. You have a few colors that are already there, or you can use some of the various colors depending on your interest. Okay, the color scales are a little different. So let me get rid of the data bar.
Chaitanya?
Yes.
So if you filter this data, will it recalculate this data bar length, or will it be fixed to 7 itself? That means if we exclude Delhi.
Yeah, I don't think it recalculates. Okay, I will check that for you. Okay, there you go. Okay. So the data bar 7 still is towards the it sort of fills the cell. Clear, na? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So all right, so let's go back here. Okay, so let me get rid of this particular one, and then we'll move on to another. Okay, now here you have what are called the color scales. So basically color scale means that it so instead of the top bar, it will basically have a color. It will assign that color. So this is from green, sort of yellowish to red. Okay, and you have the other option also, which is you can reverse the colors and so on and so forth. So a lot of these are self-explanatory. I think in cases where you want to highlight some cells, right? So just like we have, for example, we have what map is it? So basically you have a sort of specific region and you want to highlight some, right? What do you call that? Heat map, right? So the heat map, you can do that using this particular option, right? So basically you can choose anyone from, let's say, white to red or sort of green to red, and it will sort of highlight those particular options. So this is a very good option for that particular use case. So let me just also look for certain other things that are here. Okay, so I don't think we have anything more on the color scale. So that is pretty much it. So icon sets, these are interesting. So you can actually go for icons that will show you, and this is more sort of fancy stuff that you can use. So as you can see there, green is up, yellow is like in between, and red is low. Okay, that's what you're trying to show. There are variants of this. You also have like 4 and sort of 5 colors. So for example, in this case, you have up, and more of them have went into sort of a slanting arrow, and then you have a side arrow, and then the bottom arrow. And you have certain other options as well. Some of these are interesting. So for example, if you have these, I think this will be nice to look at, right? So the ones that you see there, like some Excel cells filled kind of a thing, or also these which are basically, we were talking about broadband some time ago. You can show the broadband signal right there. All right. Okay. So yeah, you have this also is very interesting. So sort of a fill kind of a thing. It will have some, wherever it is appropriate, you can use. Similarly, rating, this is difficult to achieve otherwise, right? So for example, if you have a 0 to 5 kind of a rating and you want that Amazon kind of a 3.5 kind of a thing, this is very useful for you to show that. In cases like that, it will be very interesting to show. Okay, so this is so far as all the various options are concerned. So far as various condition formatting, let's look at some other interesting stuff here. This will give us a little bit of an insight in terms of how things work. So manage rules.
Chaitanya, I have some question.
Yeah, sure, shoot.
So like when we use color scales, is there any way we can represent the legend somewhere, like the color goes from red to green and the values are from 7 to 1 or something? Okay,
so good question. It is not automatic. So what you can do is you can actually put in a color legend at the bottom, fill in the numbers yourself, okay, and then you can do it. So you are applying the same thing again to get the same color scheme again, and then you would write what that is.
Got it.
So while Excel gives you a lot of flexibility, fewer things are automated. Right? In a chart, you will get a legend, and when you ask for it, that is right. So yeah, that's what it is. I think in fact in Tableau also you have to ensure that the legend is there. I think maybe it's automated, but you can also remove it if you want. Yeah. Okay.